I am your God. And I am the one who, by my very nature and will, determine the boundaries of morality. The idea that then in chapter 3, Satan comes along to plant in the minds of the human family that somehow we can eat of that tree and not die is the rejection of any kind of objective moral standards that we have to follow. And we see there now in chapter 3. In verse 1, the serpent was more subtle than any other wild creature that the Lord had made. He said to the woman, did God say you shall not eat from any tree in the garden? Notice something. Right away, Satan tries to make God's command seem more restrictive than it is. Did he tell you couldn't eat from any of the trees? They said, no, he didn't say that. He gave us all kinds of freedom. Look how many trees there are here. We can eat from any of them. Just the one. She goes on to tell him. Verse 2, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but God said, you shall not eat the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, neither touch it, lest you die. And then the serpent said to the woman, you will not die. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Knowing good and evil. Thinking that you are the one who decides the difference between the two. Saying to yourself, I am not accountable to anyone because I am like God. I don't have to listen to any scripture or any church or any authority. I'm not accountable. I can make up my own moral code. What's right for me is right for me. What's wrong for you is wrong for you. It's all up to my choice. Let's go to Isaiah 14 for a moment, because we're going to put a few passages together here that really illuminate this. In Isaiah 14, we have a passage where the prophet is prophesying against the king of Babylon, who was oppressing God's people, but Isaiah was foretelling the day when his kingdom would fall and when the people of God would be taunting him. And Isaiah said, here's what you will say to the king of Babylon. And we look at verse 12. Isaiah 14:12. How you have fallen from the heavens, O Lucifer. He's giving the name of Satan to the king of Babylon. So we're not just talking about some historical circumstance here. There's a transcendent spiritual meaning here that reaches from one end of Scripture to the other. How you have fallen from the heaven, O Lucifer. How you are cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. And then Isaiah and God, through Isaiah, pulls aside the veil to look into the mind and heart of the king of Babylon, which is really looking into the mind and heart of Lucifer. And he says there in verse 13, you said in your heart, now listen to this in the light of everything we've heard so far, you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. Above the stars of God, I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High.